Good afternoon, children. Last class we completed 45 questions. Then now we have discussed 45 to 60. Today we will conclude this year sexual reproduction in flowering plants. And remaining you have to solve one. And then your coming examination on 19th, it will be held on sexual reproduction in flowering plants. You prepare thoroughly. While here with my notes you refer NCERT textbook, you can refer. There is any doubt, you send your messages to WhatsApp and seek clarification. To appear the examination, some serious and with sincere efforts you appear. Your presence, it has been reducing compared to the first examination. CT2, there is here many students appeared for exam. Last time little bit it was declined the strength. But here future examinations, next upcoming examination onwards, I think here the strength will be improved. So that here keep in your mind, use this pandemic time with your dedication and devotion for your education. If you misuse this time here, consequences, it will show the repercussions, bad impacts on the career. Utilize your time now during the pandemic situation, this free time, effectively you can use time. It will show this year good result. You will get 100% good result. Whatever this it is, competitive examinations are, your board examinations are, you can score well marks. Your career will be bright. Then let us see here. This is question number 46. Here, open your sheets and see that even in absence of pollination agents, seed setting is assured. Generally, pollinators are absent, but in which plants here seed setting is 100% done. Question number 46. What is this here? Pollinator is absent. What is the question? Pollinator is absent. But in absence of pollinators here, 100% what would be there? Seed setting is there. So in which plants here 100% seed setting occurs in absence of this pollinator? Option A, Commelina. Option B, Jostira. Option C, Salvia. Option D, Fig. Generally it occurs in the clistogamous flowers. What is the answer? Clistogamous flowers is the answer. But example for clistogamous flowers, Commelina, Viola, Oxalis. What is the example for clistogamous flowers here? Example are the Commelina is a clistogamous flower. Viola is a clistogamous flower. Oxalis is a clistogamous flower. Like this Commelina, Viola, Oxalis, they are clistogamous. In clistogamous flower, here without pollinators, 100% seed setting is happening. Example, Commelina. So which option it will be there? Commelina. Option A, it is there. So what is the answer? Option A, Commelina was there. 46, option A. What was given? Commelina was given. So that answer is the Commelina A answer. Next, you see what is the function of germ core. What is the function of germ core? Here, emergence of radicle, absorption of water for seed germination, initiation of pollen tube, release of male gametes. Germ core, first you see what is the germ core. 47. 46 A answer. Next 47. Question number 47. What is the function of germ core? What is the function of germ core? Question number 47. Here, what is the germ core? Pollen grain you observe. This is the pollen grain. In the pollen grain outside, what is the exine? Inside, entire. What is this here? Exine. What is this here? Entire. But what is the exine here? It is made up of chloroplanin. Outermost layer of pollen grain is called as the exine. It leaves the gap. There is a gaps. Here gaps. The gaps occurs in exine. How they can be called? Germ pores. Germ pore is nothing but the gaps left by this exine is called as the germ pore. Germ pore facilitating the here allowing of pollen tube outside. So here for the allowing of pollen tube outside, how the facility is made here? Germ pores only. There is no germpore means what happens here? Pollen tube would not come out. So you see this here. What is the function of germpore? Emergence of radical? Not. And here absorption of water for seed germination? Not. Initiation of pollen tube? Yes. Pollen tube it would be initiated outside. There is no here this one germpore. The pollen tube initiation could not occur. Therefore, what happens? No fertilization, no seed formation, no fruit formation. Here, so what is the answer here? Option C, initiation of pollen tube. What is the answer? 47C, initiation of pollen tube. Initiation of pollen tube. Germpore usage is initiation of pollen tube. Here, germpore is nothing but a gap left by the exile is called as the germpore. It is allowing or initiating the pollen tube. Pollen tube requiring for bringing gametes into this here embryo sac, where it is allowing this here fertilization. Then which results what would be formed? Zygote, endosperm, finally seed, fruit formation it happens. So answer C answer. Next one 48. Which one of the following statement is wrong? Select wrong statement. What the statement we have to select here? Wrong statement. Statement 1. Pollen grain is shedded to cell stage. Pollen grain, majority of plants, how many cell stage? 60% plants, 2 cell stage. 40% plants, 3 cell stage. This is a pollen grain. Here, vegetative cell, generative cell, 2 cell stage. 3 cell stage means what is the 3 cell stage? Vegetative cell, 2 spells. Generative cell is vegetative cell. This is generative cell. It is vegetative cell. These are the spans. 2 spans and vegetative cell is there. This is what is stage here? 3 cell stage. And here generative vegetative cell is there. What is stage here? 2 cell stage. Pollen grains here. 2 cell stage. But majority of plants, 60% plants, how they are shed? 2 cell stage. And 40% plants, how they are shed? 3 cell stage. First, you see this here. What is the question? 48. When pollen shedded 2 cell stage, double fertilization does not take place. If pollen shedded 2 cell stage, there is no double fertilization. 100% whether maybe like this or like this a choice is there. Whatever it is, 2 cell, 3 cell, what would be there? Double fertilization is done. Therefore, what is this here? First statement wrong. We need a wrong statement. First statement is wrong. So answer, what is the answer? 48. A only answer. They given if pollen grain shedded 2 cell stage, there is no double fertilization. It is a wrong statement. Whether it may be 2 cell or 3 cell, what should be there here? Double fertilization occurs. And statement 2, you see, what is the statement 2? Vegetative cell is larger than generative cell. Yes. In this cell, vegetative is bigger than the generative cells. Therefore, second statement correct. Next, pollen grain in some plant remain viable for months. You see this here, pollen grain, they are the, what would their few months it will be retained. Here, Solanaceae, Rosaceae, in some plants, what would be their Fabaceae, there remains the viability. Viability means the period in which pollen grains, they could not lose their germination capacity. They can have the capability to germinate. That period is called viable period. Suppose in grass family 30 minutes, but in some plants what would be there? Months of period viability is there. Okay, it is correct. Pollen viability may be months. Correct or wrong? Yes. Pollen viability, see correct only. Intine is made up of cellulose and pectine. Exine, intine, 2 layers are there. Exine how it is made? Sporopolani. Intine how it is made? Cellulose and pectine. So the second, third, fourth correct statement, first statement wrong. So what is the answer? 48 is the A answer. So answer is A. Next 49. Plants with ovaries having 1 or few ovaries. Plants with ovaries. having only one or few ovules. Plants with ovary is having only one or few ovules are pollinated by. This is what is character pollinated adaptation of the air pollination, wind pollination adaptation, hydrophily adaptation, entomophily adaptation. So in this adaptation, one ovule or few ovules in the ovary, it is adapted to what type of pollination? Bee pollination, butterfly pollination, bird pollination, wind pollination. Few ovules are, what is this? One ovule or few ovule. In this case, the flowers are compactly arranged into inflorescence. And mostly they have been pollinated by few ovules or one ovule flowers, wind pollination. This is the adaptation of the wind pollination. Attractive flowers and here sticky nature pollen rain. What is this here? Entomophily body. This is biological agents. Insects are entomophily, sticky pollen rains are there, attractive flowers are there. They can secrete the nectar, entomophilous. Hydrophily means here mucilage layer around the pollen grain, mucilage, ribbon shape pollen grain. What is this hydrophily? But here one or few ovules, then what would be their small flowers? Many flowers they can be compactly arranged into inflorescence here. These what pollination, feathery stigma, wind pollination adaptations. The above point is one of the point for adaptation to the wind pollination. So where is this actual wind pollination? 49D, wind pollination is the correct. ABC, biological agents. So that here, this is the one of few ovule, it is not a biological agent pollination. It is by a non-biological factor, what is wind pollination. This is a wind here. And 51, filiform apparatus is characteristic feature of. Generally, filiform apparatus. Filiform apparatus is characteristic feature of. Is characteristic. Filiform apparatus is characteristic feature of. You see this embryo sac. This is the embryo sac. But in this embryo sac, it is an egg. These are the synergids. These are the antipodas. It is a central cell. But here in this synergid, what would be there? Filiform apparatus is there. Here, what would be there? Filiform apparatus is there. So this filiform apparatus is characteristics of which cell? Here, filiform finger-like projection occurs on synergid called as the filiform apparatus. Filiform apparatus is the characteristic feature of A. Suspension, B. Epicell, C. Synergid, D. Zygote. Where it is present here? Synergid. So answer, what is the answer here? This is a C. Synergid. Here it is the, what is this here? Synergids. Filiform apparatus is the characteristics of the synergid cell. Because they occurs on this here, synergid guide the pollen tube into this here synergid, where into the synergid sperms are released. This travel into the egg, where syngamy happen. One more sperm travel to this central cell. There triple fusion happen. Endosperm will be formed. Like this here, pen to PEC to endosperm formation happens. This is the, what is this here? Filiform apparatus. Here it is the synergid. This is the synergid character is the filiform apparatus. 50th question. Next one, 51. Question number 51, you see, nucellar polyembryony is reported in species of nucellar polyembryony. You know that here nucellar polyembryony. Where it is there nucellar polyembryony? What is meant by polyembryony? Within the single embryo sac, many embryos are developed. Development of many embryos within single embryo sac is called polyembryony. This is the embryo sac. Normally, embryo where it is formed from this here egg. After fertilization, this egg will become a zygote. Zygote will become a endosperm. So, how many embryos can be formed normally? Single embryo can be formed. But this body is covered by what it is here? Integments. Here integments will be there. So here some cases here from integments adventitious embryos. Here some little bit nucellus is also there. Actually this is embryo sac where it is developed inside ovule. But within the ovule what would be their nucellus? If in some plants what would be there here? Persistent nucellus is there. After fertilization also some nucellus retains in this here ovule. But these nucellus here, if here they are involving in formation of embryos, that polyembryony, it will be called nucellar polyembryony. Normally, here due to the sexual reproduction within the single embryo sac, how many embryos are formed? One embryo. But in some plant, other than sexual embryo, some vegetative embryos are forming. Vegetative embryos from where it is formed, maybe what is here? Integments. Otherwise, nucellus tissue. Integments of ovule may involving in formation of embryo, or otherwise nucellus tissue can form these here embryos. Like these single embryos are having these many embryos, that is called polyembryony. But in which plants? Here nucellar polyembryony, that means many ovules are formed by the involvement of nucellus tissue, that is called as nucellar polyembryony. NCERT textbook is given example particularly. What is this nucellar polyembryony example? In which plants it is there? Citrus, Gossypium, Triticum, Brassica. What is this here option? A. Citrus plant here answer. Citrus show the nucellar polyembryony. And which of the following pollination is a autogamous? Autogamous means self. Here where it is there? In which plants autogamous is there? 22. Question number, which one of the following is pollination by autogamous? We need a autogamous pollination. Autogamous means self. Self means here, what is the plants? Geitonogamy, xenogamy, chasmogamy, Christogamy. Which of the following is a? A is a geitonogamy. Geitonogamy is the autogamous. And B, what is the B? Xenogamy. Xenogamy is autogamous. C, chasmogamy and chasmogamy. D, what is the D? Christogamy. These are the here four actions are there. In this, what is the autogamous method? Christogamy is the autogamous because these are the closed flowers. Here, what would be there? Male and female systems are there. There is a stigma, style, ovary, like these are there. These pollen grains deposit here. What would be there here? Self-pollination is there. So that here the transfer of pollen grain to the stigma, same flower, that it will be called autogamous or self. But self or autogamous 100% where it is there? Clistogamy. In clistogamous flowers, 100% what should be there? Autogamous pollination is there. Chasmogamy means open flower. In open flower, what is the choice here? Maybe self or cross. The geitonogamy means it is a cross pollination, but genetically self, morphologically cross. That means two flowers of same plant involved. Here it is a geitonogamy, plant is same, flowers are different. Here what is this male flower, female flower? These pollen grains transfer to the stigma of another flower of same plant is called geitonogamy. Geitonogamy is a cross pollination, morphologically cross, genetically self. Why genetically self here? These two plants situated on same plant, and fourth is called the genetically self. And xenogamy. What is the xenogamy? Two different plants involved. Here, what is this here? Flower is there. Here, what is flower is there? These pollen grain deposited here. The two different flowers, two different plants are there. Which will be called xenogamy. Therefore, here geitonogamy, xenogamy, cross. Chasmogamy means open flowers are called chasmogamy. In chasmogamies, what is the choice is there? Maybe geitonogamy choice, xenogamy choice, autogamy choice, not 100% autogamy. But Christogamous flower, 100% autogamy. So in which of the plants here and in which of the configuration autogamous occurs here? Christogamy. So 52 answer, what is this? D answer, Christogamy. Pollination, in which of the following pollination is autogamous? Christogamy is a autogamous. D answer 52. Next here 53. The eyes of the potato tubers are. eyes of the potato tubers. The eyes of the potato tubers are generally you see this here. It is a potato. Potato means root or stem, underground stem. It is stem means what would be there? There is a nodes like these nodes. Here, whatever the buds they are arising from nodes, how it will be called axillary buds. But these nodes, how it will be called? Here looking like a eye-shaped structure. So this is called eye. Here buds will be there. Buds will be there. You can take potato, keep in home. Then what happens here? It will sprout. Why? Because there is a buds are forming from axillary buds. Here from nodes of this here potato buds are arising. These buds, how it will be called here? Axillary buds. These buds, how they can be called? Axillary bud. But what is the options are given? The eyes of potato tubers are root bud, flower bud, shoot bud, axillary bud. What is the answer? Axillary bud. Shoot bud only, but specifically in the shoot bud, what type of shoot bud? Axillary bud. They are given root buds, not root bud. They are given option flower bud. This is not a flower bud. They are the shoot bud. Shoot means relevant to the stem only. But here stem correct only. But in the stem, terminal buds are there, axillary buds are there. Tip position, here buds are forming. This is the terminal. But it is not terminal bud. What is the bud specifically? Axillary bud. Where it is there, axillary bud action? C, D action. 53D. What is this bud here? Axillary bud. So here the eyes of potato are the what form? Not root bud, not flower bud, not shoot bud. What is this shoot bud? But here what type of bud it is? Axillary bud. The answer is eyes of potato is the axillary bud is answer correct. Wind pollination is common in wind pollination is common in where it is common? Legumes, lilies, grasses, orchids. Wind pollination. Normally wind pollination where it is there? Grasses. Wind pollination commonly occurs in the grasses. Where it is there? Action C, grass plants here. Wind pollination normally occurs in the grasses. In angiosperm, functional megaspore develops into functional in angiosperm. In angiosperms, functional megaspore develops into functional megaspore. How it will be develops here in angiosperm? Functional megaspore. It develops into what is functional megaspore? You see this, it is a functional megaspore. It is moving here. In angiosperms, functional megaspore. Like this. Here, nucellus tissue is there. Here, functional megaspore. Functional megaspore means first from nucellus, what will come? Megaspore mother cell. Megaspore mother cell undergoes to meiosis. How many megaspores? 4 megaspores. Out of 4, 3 are degenerated. Only how many functional? 1 megaspore functional. This functional megaspore, how it is developed? Female gametophyte. This functional megaspore, how it will be developed here? Developed into female gametophyte. It is divided by 3 mitotic divisions, which results how many nucleus can be formed here? 8 nucleus. So functional megaspore developed into embryo sac is the answer. Here it will be developed here. How this is developed here? Like this here, 8 nucleus. Megaspores can be formed with 3 nucleus. 3 are antipodals, 2 are the central cell. So functional megaspore, it can be developed into what is the answer? You see question 55. Functional megaspore develops into A, embryo sac, B, ovule, C, endosperm, D, pollen sac. What is the correct one here? The correct one is the embryo sac. A is embryo sac is the correct. Functional megaspore, it can be developed into embryo sac. Answer A. Question number 56. What is common between vegetative reproduction and apomixis? We need what is here common. What is the common between vegetative reproduction and apomixis? What is the common between apomixis and vegetative reproduction? You see, both are applicable to only dicot plants. Apomixis and vegetative reproduction. Both are applicable to dicots, are both applicable to common for dicots and monocots. First action, that is action is applicable to only dicots. They are given applicable to dicots only. Here only dicots are. Vegetative propagation occurs in both dicots, monocots. Apomixis also occurs in both dicots, monocots. Asteraceae family grasses. What would be the Asteraceae grasses? Apomixis. The process of production of offspring without seed production. Seeds can be. Suppose you see vegetative reproduction means no seed formation. But how it will be produced in new one year? By means of pods and by means of root, stem, leaf. Any vegetative part of plant body produce the new one, that is called vegetative reproduction. Apomixis means the process of production of seed without fertilization. There is no fertilization, but what would be formed? Seed can be formed. Then it will be called apomixis. It is. So you see this apomixis and vegetative, but vegetative apomixis occurs in the both the dicots it occur, monocots occur. But first action, what is given? Only dicots, so it is a wrong, applicable to dicots. Both bypass the flowering phase. Both bypass the flowering phase. Here you see this here, flowering phase is compulsory for this apomixis and vegetative. No need of flowering phase for vegetative reproduction. Why vegetative reproduction for flowering phase? Directly stem is there, branch, you can cut branch, take and keep soil, new plant will come. Why we need flowering? No need of flowering for vegetative reproduction. So both are bypassing through this here, flowering phase, wrong one. Option C, here both occur round the year. Both are occurs here round the year. Then here throughout year it will be happens. No, seasonal, some specific season. Vegetative reproduction may be round the year, but apomixis is compulsory, restricted period only. Vegetative round the year happen, but here apomixis what would be there? It is a specific, seasonal, it is specific period only happen. But what is D? What is the D action? Both produce progeny identical to parents. It is correct. Both are producing. It is a mother. Mother, it is the offspring. But these offsprings are identical to mother. Whatever the offsprings are there, identical to mother plant. Both vegetative reproduction, apomixis, both are producing identical to this mother. The offspring which are produced by apomixis and vegetative reproduction, identical to mother. Correct? Yes. Why it is correct? It is a asexual process. Apomixis is one of the asexual process mimicking the sexual reproduction. It is not a sexual process. It is a asexual, but mimicking sexual process. Therefore, what the offsprings are coming, they are identical to their mother. So, what is the answer? D answer is correct. Here you will see 56(1). What is this? Both are producing progeny which are identical to mother. The vegetative reproduction, apomixis, whatever it may be, what the resultant offsprings will come, they are identical to mother. So, answer D is the correct one. So, 50 here 6 is the D answer. This is relevant with the here polyembryony. Polyembryony means citrus polyembryony. This question is what is this here? Citrus polyembryony question. Already there, but here different way question was given. Citrus polyembryony. This is the ovule. These are the here what is integuments. Here it is the funiculus. Now here you see what is this tissue? Nucellus tissue. From this nucellus tissue, here what is this here? From the nucellus tissue, embryos are formed. Here sexual embryo. This egg cell fused with the sperm, sexual embryo has been formed. And as a result of sexual reproduction, embryo has been formed. But other embryos, from where it is formed? Nucellus tissue. So these are polyembryony. How it is happens here? New cells can form the embryos. These are called the adventitious embryos or vegetative embryos. Then how they can be called apomictic embryos. These are also how they can be called here vegetative embryos. That means without sexual process, embryo is formed vegetative. It is also called apomictic embryo. Without sexual process, apomictic embryo. They are also called as how it will be called adventitious embryos. Adventitious embryos. So the embryos which are born from nucellus tissue, that embryo vegetative or apomictic or adventitious embryos. Now here it is a sexual embryo. But these embryos from which tissue it is born? From nucellus. But this tissue comes under which part? You see 57 apomictic embryos in citrus arise from A synergy. In citrus plant, these apomictic embryos they can form from synergy, correct? B. What is the B? Maternal sporophytic tissue in the ovule. Maternal sporophytic tissue. Maternal sporophytic tissue in ovule. Option C. Here, what is option C? Antipodals. Antipodals. Option D. Diploid egg. Diploid egg. These are the what are these here? Which one is correct here? The apomictic embryos. They are born from synergy? No. But here they born from maternal sporophytic tissue. Yes. Why yes? Maternal sporophytic tissue is nothing but nucellus only. The nucellus tissue in the ovule, how it is considered here? Maternal sporophytic tissue. But they are not antipodal, not a diploid egg. Egg is applied only, not diploid. Therefore, what is the answer here? Maternal sporophytic tissue can form this here apomictic embryos. Apomictic embryo means without sexual process, the embryo is formed from integuments or nucellus tissue. But in citrus, from nucellus tissue, these embryos are born. They can be called what is here apomictic embryos. But what is the tissue involved in here? Maternal tissue only. Maternal tissue, which will be called sporophytic tissue. So answer is the B answer. Maternal sporophytic tissue in the ovule can form this here apomictic embryos in citrus plant. Now 58 question number. Transfer of pollen grain from anther to the stigma of another flower of same plant is called as. What is the question? The question is here: transfer of pollen grain from anther to the stigma of another flower of the same plant. Here, same plant is given. Plant is same. What is the question they asked? Transfer of pollen grain to the stigma of another flower of the same plant is called as. How it will be called here? A. Xenogamy, B. Zytonogamy, karyogamy, autogamy. What is this here? Zytonogamy. What is this B action is correct? What is the B action? Zytonogamy. What is meant by zytonogamy? Transfer of pollen grain to the stigma of this. What is this? Another flower of the same plant is called as the zytonogamy. So answer what is this? 58B. Zytonogamy is the correct answer. 59. Wind pollinated flowers. This is adaptation to wind pollination. Question number 59. What is the 59 question? Here, wind pollination. Flowers are. Wind pollinated flowers are. What are the wind pollinated flowers here? You have to select this here. Adaptation of wind pollination. Small, bright color. Wind pollination flower option is small. Small is correct. Bright color, no bright color. Wrong. Large number of pollen grain. Large pollen grain correct only. So what is this given? Bright color is given wrong. Option A. Why option A wrong? Bright color given wrong. Small correct. Large number correct in option A. But they mentioned bright wrong. Option B. Small correct. Large number dry pollen grain correct. Here in wind pollinated flowers are what is this here? Option A, they given small, as well as they given bright. They given large number. Here large number for D is correct, small correct, bright is wrong. So option A we neglected. Then ignore this one. Next one, option B. This is a small character. Then producing large number. Here large number is correct. And here next one, what is dry pollen rates? They are large number, dry pollen rate small. All are correct. So that your answer option B correct. Option C, large producing abundant nectar and pollen. Nectar, large producing abundant nectar is given. Abundant nectar is not produced by wind pollinated flowers. Nectar is produced by Anemophilus. So that here any biological agent involved in pollination, nectar is produced not by wind pollination. Option D, here small producing nectar and dry pollen. Nectar, small producing nectar. Small producing nectar. Maybe it is small and dry pollen. You say this here, dry pollen is correct, but it is wrong. Nectar cannot be produced by wind pollinated flowers. Here nectar is there wrong, here nectar is there wrong. Here bright is there wrong. Option B, all are correct. So wind pollinated plants, they can produce large number of pollen grains, many pollen grains, and they are in small size. So all appropriate options when it will be there, option B. So what is the answer 59? B is the answer is what is the answer? B is the answer. Now the last question, 60. You see here, diagrams they are given. Here, option A. What is option A? This is what is this is A. A is given. This is the aquatic plant. In this aquatic plant, what will be there? A node has been expanded between daughter plant and mother plant. Suppose it is mother plant, it is daughter plant. Between two plants, a node is there. How this is called offset. This is A is the offset diagram. Next, option B. What is the option B? Mark-on share plant. This is a mark-on share plant. It is a mark-on share. There is a here like this. Is there? Antheridium 4. On this here, it is there like this. What is this? Antheridium. This is the Antheridium 4. This is given. Antheridium 4 is given. What is given here? B is given. B is Antheridium 4. A is offset, B is antheridium 4. C. What are the C? This is a C diagram. In the C, here, what is this here? C. Here, this is the antipodals, it is egg. Here, egg, synergids, egg is there, synergids will be there. Here, egg cell. Central cell. Here, egg, like this, it will be there. Now you say here, next here, like this is there. What are these here? It is a gatheratus, it is central cell. These are antipodals. What are these here? Antipodal. So what is the action? C is given, antipodals. Next one, what is this chara? This is a globule is given, Ugonium is given. You see here, it is a chara plant. In this chara plant here, there is a sex organs. Here. What is the sex organ here? This is female sex organ. Female sex organ, which will be called Ugonium. This is. What is this? D, Ugonium. So, A is offset, B is antheridium 4, C is antipodals, D is the Ugonium or nucleus. So, this combination, where it is there, you have to find out. Here, first A rhizome wrong, B runner wrong, C option A offset is given. What is this here? That is the offset, correct only. So what is this? C is the offset, antheridium 4, antipodal, Ugonium. These are the different diagrams they have given. According to that, what happens here? Find out this. This is the monoecious chara algae. It is a chlorophyce algae. In this algae, the upper sexual organ, Ugonium or nucleus. Lower is the antheridium. So it is what is this here? D is the Ugonium. Next one, what is this here? Mark-on share. Antheridium 4, Archegonium 4. Separate it will be there. Like this here, as per the diagram, what is action is correct here? C option is the correct option. So here, this is sexual reproduction in flowering plant. In case any doubt is there, you have, then here you can send the message to WhatsApp, seek the clarification. Okay, let us discuss this here. We will revise tomorrow. Any synapses you require. Otherwise, we have to start the new chapter. Then, okay, thank you, one and all.